opening practice. It's going to be a 30-minute practice, one-shot quali into a 25% race, half distance from what we usually use. We are here from sunny Sao Paulo, the Interlagos circuit, a classic track, and where we kicked off Season 5 last season. I am joined by Bod Hadenkano. Bod Hadenkano, how are you fellas doing?
Not too bad at all. Keen for another season of Contest of Speed. It's always exciting at the start of the season. And yeah, pre-season we get our first look at these guys and their brand new cars, brand new teams on the brand new game. So yes, good to do.
Indeed, seems like we just finished about a month ago. I guess time flies when you're in quarantine. But we do have the full track map, getting everything set up. We had some technical difficulties, unfortunately, prior to this, so we aren't able to use the COS overlay. We'll get that sorted before round 1 in Barcelona next week. But all things considered, we're here, and we're looking forward to a new season. I think it should be a lot of fun. A very stacked field. A lot of new faces, and I think probably the top storyline, I don't know about for you guys, but Alp, the two-time defending champion of AM1, he is not participating this year. So a very open field after he had just kind of run roughshod over the competition for a while. As we watch, 100%. Yeah, we're watching Secret. Yeah, I don't know why he's on wets right now. He's just out here driving around on wets.
Yeah, Alp 100% killed it last season. But if you remember from the end of the season, P2 came down to the last race, so that battle could have been inherited into P1. There's plenty of blokes in here who are capable of winning races and getting regular podiums. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think it's going to be a super fight for the championship, considering that Alp, our defending champ, is not here anymore. So
yeah, I think we're going to see quite a bit of a lot of the new guys, and we're going to be running through them during practice and during the season. I'm not sure what Double A is also on the wets in the Williams, and looks like DK just ran into the back of him.
I guess seeing what, they're just don't want to show their true face. Which is fair enough. I mean, if you really don't want to do it, like, it's a practice session, right? There's nothing against the rules of what they are doing. I wouldn't suggest doing it, but hey.
Yeah, next level sandbagging from Williams. Williams definitely usually not in a position to sandbag, but I think with these two, both newcomers to the league, I'm not sure if you guys have raced with them, but Double A especially. The Nova Scotian from Hungary is extremely rapid whenever he's on the proper tires. And yes, Secret's not too bad either. I think these two are going to be competing for podiums, wins, and I think they are a pretty good shout for a constructor's title if Secret can find the mediums instead of the wets.
We're going to have some good constructor battles too, if you think about it, because you're gonna have Nicholas Fenrique, new guy KD 1997 with Bean in the racing point, or the tracing point as everyone's been calling it lately, and then obviously the Williams with Double A and Secret.
Oh dear, we have a collision in practice. We have a collision.
Oh, what?
KD and Nicholas have run into each other in turn 1.
No.
Sorry,
what?
So Katie's, oh no, that's one way to make a debut. So they just ran into the same part of racetrack in turn 1. I think one was on the slow and one was on the fast lap.
Fantastic way to start.
I think Katie's lost a bit of his front wing, so apparently quickest on the soft tyres, but that's not very common in practice, seeing cars run into each other.
Yeah, well, I guess we're ironing out the kinks here, but I guess if you do want to talk about the constructors here, as these guys are just kind of turning laps, I think, Nicholas and Fenrique, it really last year started off with a thud for Fenrique after a terrible start, wound up DNFing in his home race, but towards the end of the season really put together pretty much sublime drive after sublime drive the entire second half of the season. I think
Yes, I'd have to agree.
and I think Nicholas up there P2 last year, correct? You beat Bean, or was Bean first to second? Can't remember. Time flies.
So
but,
I did forget to also mention one thing with the teams. I mean, there are more than those three to have a chance, but just on what we've seen from Ace-wise, myself, and knowing them from last year, and just knowing the people that are new that come in, it's going to make it for a really interesting AM1 championship, whereas last year it was interesting for the, you know, battling out from second to kind of fifth, but Alp kind of ran away with that championship early on in the season just by being so consistent.
Yeah, I believe he won 7 out of the first 8.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so I mean, and I mean, you know, not all of them were purely just won by himself. He had to do a lot of things to make it happen, and other things happened to other drivers, i.e. penalties and other things like that. But I mean, he was just consistent. So going into this season with not having Alp makes it really, really interesting for all the drivers, because I think knowing that, you know, it's open this year, it's really open. There's not going to be a chance of a defending champion, so it's going to be cool to see.
Yeah, I think a lot of these teams, pretty mouth-watering, if I do say so myself. Sequit puts in the fastest lap now that he is on the medium tire, followed by Arbar.
Arbar, actually.
Arbar. Well, how about we talk about the newly minted black Mercedes, looking beautiful, especially with that Ineos sponsorship as well, new to this season, with the maroon really pops with that black livery. But yeah, Arbar finished P4 last year. A quiet P4, I think, for Arbar. He kind of just finally, you know, he just kind of found himself in positions towards the end of races where he's finishing 3rd, 4th, 5th pretty consistently. So I think it would be fair to expect the same from him, no?
Yeah, another consistent driver.
Absolutely.
Sometimes goes under the radar a bit, but he's always kind of accumulating those P4s, 5s. A couple of podiums as well, so he should be up there.
Yeah, and I think it's really, I mean, it's not. I think the depth of talent is a little bit higher than it was last year, but I would still expect him to be a regular contributor to the high end of the points. His teammate is Juventus. He is in the pits, probably watching Cristiano Ronaldo.
Double A just
highlights.
goes fastest.
Oh yeah, that's not a surprise. If you guys haven't raced
Wait, is it the same time? Did he say at the same time?
as Arbar, yes, he did on mediums. Yeah, but if you guys have not seen Double A, he is legitimately rapid. He is very fast.
Yes.
He is going to be at the top of the field pretty much week in, week out. If I were a gambling man, which I am.
One thing I'd like to put in there, Perry on the mediums only. I mean, he's only just under 3/10 under Sequit's time in 3rd. So we got some lot of competition actually this year.
Yeah, and as we are getting started for that, I don't even think it's the midfield. It's pretty much 1 through 20. It'll be.
Yeah, it'll be a whole battle, yeah.
I think as Nicholas is about to set a flyer on the softs, we'll follow along with him for the time being. Would think that on the softs he might be able to go purple. We'll have to check here on the sector 1. Yep, he is purple, cleared by a 1/10 of a second. Not a surprise from Nicholas. Enigma, thank you for the compliments. We try our best, even though we are all technologically illiterate and could not get the overlays to work for today. But hopefully we will be able to remedy that next week. If you guys missed the start of the stream, it was a little bit delayed. We were trying to figure out the DNS server. I have no idea. I had never been in that part of my PlayStation settings before. I was lost. But as we see Nicholas also pumping in a purple sector 2. I think during the race, I mean, we might have some formal some formal predictions for both constructor and drivers championships later on. Oh, it's Nicholas. Yeah, Nicholas with the 107.9. That's not a surprise on the softs. Still only about a tenth and a half over double A there on the mediums. So I want to see what he can do eventually.
He's coming out on a set of mediums again.
Another set of mediums.
I think he thinks he can go faster on the medium tires. So
how about a quick aside? Now that I'm kind of riding along on the Williams liveries this year, do we have any proper rankings? Any favorites? Well, any least favorites? Because I am a big fan of the Williams.
Well, not all of them are like properly to what they are for the season. Like as in the McLaren has the rainbow in 2 different spots. I mean, everyone has something on their car, but the fact that they've also changed the 2 liveries, especially for the Mercedes and with the Williams being so quickly and how they did it. Bravo! I just say prop the Codemasters for doing that, so quickly.
Yeah, I feel like Codemasters typically wouldn't have acted as quickly, but I think there was going to be a pretty big outcry for the Mercedes if it went on any longer, because those black Mercs are gorgeous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to see the rainbows on the McLaren, and maybe some other stuff, like most of the teams have been running Forza Zanardi hashtags on the side of their car, given his battle with a pretty traumatic brain injury in a hand cycling accident, unfortunately, about a month ago. So best wishes to him as well. Bod, you got another team to talk about? Who do you want to talk about next?
I think that Ferrari team could be interesting with real good results. We've seen local pace from last season getting some podiums and also pretty consistently towards the front of the field. And then Fatal, of course, Tier 2 champion last season. I reckon that's going to be a team to watch. 2 very quick drivers.
Yes, I would certainly agree with that. Also, both Dominican as well. The all Dominican team, Escuderia Dominicana Tifosi, I believe, is what Lopez called it. If there were 2-on-2 baseball teams in AM1, I believe they would probably be the most competitive with their Dominican heritage. But yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree. I think these guys, I know Kano and I have raced with Fatal for a long time. He was definitely a little too OP for AM2 last year. I think he's going to be a serial point scorer. And along with Lopez, who had a lot of really interesting kind of worst of first type performances using interesting alternate strategies and whatnot, he's definitely one to watch. I think he could probably pip a couple wins, including, actually, he won the last race, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, one of the definitely one of the races of the season finale, season 5. But
we did miss R-Bar. Sorry to interrupt, but R-Bar setting a better improved lap of a 107.862.
Do have
so
our
about a good almost 2 tenths, just under 2 tenths, so about 0.017 or something like that.
Damrez asks if someone can walk down to Juve's pit and wake him up. Our sources in pit lane actually say that he ran to a porta potty holding Cristiano Ronaldo pictures about 20 minutes ago. He has not come out since, so we are not sure where Juve's at, but we think he is still in that porta potty. Alp says our defending champion Alp, 2-time on the trot. He is supporting the Red Bulls. His former teammate Fenrique, the Brazilian who animated so many of the races last year. It was really a joy to watch in that second half of the season. Kano, do you have? Yeah, I think a lot of these teams, and even like I'm gonna go to Racing Point here with Bean Sandwich and KD 1997. They'll be an interesting team as well. Racer X is KD 1997, the artist formerly known as. Very quick, and Bean obviously last year was super impressive, pretty much start to finish. Not sure how many podiums he got, but I think you need two hands to count them.
Yep, regular podium getter. That Racing Point team's going to be strong again. Bean obviously has shown his quality in this tier, and then KD is pretty rapid. I reckon they're going to make a pretty competitive partnership.
Yeah, for sure.
They could possibly challenge for that constructors title as well. I reckon they'll be a top 4 team, top 3 team. So another strong pairing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, just going through here, I feel like every team pretty much has maybe not an outright chance at the constructors championship, but certainly a top 3 or top 4. I think pretty much everyone has a legitimate shot at.
Yep. Should mention McLaren as well. Good to see Mitch back on the track. Missed a fair bit of time last season for his own reasons, and also Stonewall Seth been around close for a little while. Again, missed a lot of races, so good to see those two back on track. They'll be representing Team McLaren this season.
Indeed, yeah, nice to see Mitch back. Didn't really race it, I think, after the first few rounds, for as you mentioned, a variety of factors. But nice to see him back with the beautiful orange and blue helmet. I'm impartial.
I rate that.
Yeah, Stonewall is coming out as well right now. Kind of in the same boat as you mentioned. Not really sure what to expect from Stonewall, to be completely honest, but I do know that whenever Mitch is firing on all cylinders, he is quite good, yeah. So hopefully he can find the time to practice and compete. More often this year.
Season 4. AM1, the inaugural American season, so we know he's got pace.
Exactly. Talk about the Renaults now. We should probably we haven't really spoke about them at all. Ding it and DK being teammates again. This time choosing the Renault compared to the Toro Rosso there, or sorry, should I say Alfa Tori now? But not being in the Honda engine this year will be different to see. Maybe they just need a little bit of change because they didn't always have the greatest of luck last year in that Toro. So changing complete different outlook on this season. Interesting to see because they do both have pace. They aren't they aren't slow at all. So coming from race to race, like you said, 1 till 20, it's going to be interesting all the way through the field, every single race, every single lap.
Well, I'm going to have to stop you there, Kano. 1 through 20. It's 1 through 22 this season. You're racing everywhere, I believe. Am I mistaken?
Oh no, I meant 1 through 20 through the grid. Sorry.
Yeah. Looking forward, definitely a little bit deeper in the season. We're going to have a lot of interesting developments. I'm sure everyone has an opinion on both the circuit in Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam, and of course Zandvoort, a classic track coming back, rightfully so. Oh, Hanoi, sorry. Why did I say Ho Chi Minh? Guess I was watching too many World War or Vietnam War documentaries. But yeah, definitely looking forward to both of those. How do you guys feel about the tracks? Because I quite enjoy both of them.
Yeah,
I think Vietnam's going to be back on steroids. I think that's going to be a pretty crazy race. Being a fast straight circuit with the walls so close, and with people unfamiliar with the layout compared to the other tracks, so I reckon that's going to be a bit of a chaotic race. In terms of Zandvoort, it might be a bit of a train, but it's an incredible track to hot lap rounds, so I'm sure the drivers are going to absolutely love doing laps around there. But there are a couple of places you can overtake, and you send it for a million miles into turn 1. and the end of the DRS zone if you get a good run. So it's not completely void of overtaking opportunities, but I think it's going to be a fun race regardless.
Two completely different tracks as well. Two new tracks, but completely different. Like you said, you know, that Zandvoort is kind of like what would you say, Austria, and I mean I could put Japan in there a little bit, but a smaller track, you know, but very quick, a very quick lap, just, you know, like Austria. Whereas Vietnam is more of a, you know, you got to be very careful. You got to push the limits, yes, but it is also, you know, a very tricky, a very difficult track, especially with braking points and everything. If there's any chance of, you know, hitting a wall or anything like that. But the interesting fact is those races will be shortly into the season, I believe, round 8 and like round 15 for both of those, being Vietnam being first. So we're gonna have a lot of fun tracks to have this year. It's all over the place. It's really cool. How do you feel about the schedule?
22 races is going to be awesome. It's a long championship, plenty of time for people to find form. So I think it's good having another long championship. Of course, just a 12-race season last season while we waited for a new game.
I think I speak for I probably speak for a lot of people, Bod, whenever I say that I think I'm coming down with the stomach bug somewhere around Monaco. Might not be able to race that one personally, but certainly do look forward to commentating the next day. Gonna rally back strong.
Monaco will be an interesting one, actually, because with all the layouts, it's wider now, right? Every track is kind of a little bit wider than it was previous years. So with that being said, is it going to give people more of an opportunity to make somewhat of a pass, because it is going to be a little bit wider? You know, there's going to be that little bit more of a gap to maybe push the issue of trying to make passes at Monaco, which is hard enough to do in real life, but then you add the added bonus of Codemasters previous years not having the track layout to be exactly how it should be. But interesting to see. Another one I'm really excited for this year is Canada. With the layout, we did the track yesterday, and Kitten and Bodhot all did it, and it was great fun, and we actually had a wet race, really fun there. But I just like the way it's wider now. You can really push certain sections where you really had to be so careful because you would end up in a wall.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, definitely compared to last year, I think the game as a whole is a lot better out of the box than it was. I think there were a lot of understeer issues probably the first month or two before they were able to patch it up. But yeah, definitely a better game in my opinion. I wanted to go back to Hanoi real quick because I don't know if you guys remember it, but the first time I drove it, it did remind me a bit of Valencia back in the day. I think that's been about 6 or 7 years. A lot of late apexes, really interesting. Love the third sector too, where it's kind of just an absolute slalom of a technical section there.
That was a fun track. I remember that was my favourite track in my first ever F1 game, F1 2011, actually. So yeah, I can see the similarities between that fast street circuit, close wall, technical, flowing still. So yes, I see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, I also had a pretty good runway for Mark Webber as well, back straight there. Yep. But I guess we should. Yeah, exactly. We should probably go on. Speaking of Red Bull, let's hit on AlphaTauri here. It's going to take me a while to stop calling him Toro Rosso, and instead talking about AlphaTauri. Quickly, have you guys seen the prices of AlphaTauri's clothing?
Excessive.
Very excessive. Very excessive. It's like $900 for. It's like $900 for an overcoat. But it's going to be Swarner and Burzy here. Burzy did a good job commentating our practice last night. And Burzy is, I guess, the lead driver. He had a couple of good races last year. Not sure if he really ever put everything quite together the way he wanted it to, but I would expect a pretty strong bounce back from him.
Yep, of course. Tier 2 runner-up last season with DK P3, so they've shown they've got pace. They've just got to bring it to the big boys now. I reckon if Bertie can go up a couple of good races, then he'll be able to score some good points. He's very, very, very rapid on his day, so I reckon that Torosa team with Swarner, who's obviously shown some really good pace as well, as long as Swarner's connection can hold out a bit, I reckon that Torosa team AlphaTauri team looks pretty strong.
Yeah, I think Swarner actually had to forego the end of last season due to some issues with his connection. He did get a new router, but he seems to think it's actually his PlayStation itself that is the problem. He said just before practice started that it sounds like a jet engine, and it is very old. So perhaps some technical difficulties. Maybe they'll have to rely on a reserve driver at some point, but hopefully not.
Yeah, let's hope it holds out.
Yeah, you never know.
I think the only other team we haven't touched on is Alpha.
Yeah, Raid, and who is he? I think we haven't. Have we talked about Haas either?
Oh no, perhaps not. 2 left. I'll just pull up the list.
Yeah, because those are the 2 without teammates competing. It's Perry in the Haas and Raidcon in the Alpha.
Yep. So, LR Hypes is the other Alpha. Pairing with Raidcon, and the other Haas driver is Forza Fredo. So they unfortunately can't make it. But we can talk about their teams anyway.
Yeah, not really sure what to expect, especially from Alpha. Raid, I think, scored a couple of points last year, but he did struggle to kind of find his footing. As for Hypes, I can't say that I've ever raced with him unless he changed his name recently to that, so I'm not really sure what to expect on that front. Although he is trying to...
Is practice actually done?
Yeah, practice is done. Time flies when you're having fun. Double A is the current leader. I think Fenrique is going to try to get himself up there as well.
Hey, Kitten. Just a couple things to note. Secret and Mitch set the exact same lap on soft, so really good speed for both of them. I mean, the top 10 is under a second.
Not bad.
And the whole field, I mean, granted, some people haven't done the soft tires at all. I mean, a little bit off the pace at the back, but I feel like Lopez could probably do a quicker lap because I'm seeing he invalidated, and he was doing a long session running on tires. So were a few people, but good outing from everyone tonight so far.
Yeah, pretty impressive for a practice session. Not sure how much they practice around this circuit, especially in multiplayer cars. I know from my point of view last night, that was the first time I've actually used multiplayer cars in the game, so a couple of learning experiences. I also had a couple of beers prior to the race, so that definitely contributed to my P18 qualifying performance. But Squashy Mudbutt with some words of encouragement to Stonewall. Squashy Mudbutt, I have been there a few times in my life as well. But yet, Double A taking the... I don't even know what to call it. I guess just the maiden practice championship. I'm not sure we're giving out trophies for that, but definitely showing some real pace around Interlagos. I'm not sure how to go about handling the one-shot quali. I think we're just going to kind of...
stick with one driver.
Yeah, we're just going to kind of bounce around. Yeah.
Just watch the people shoot up and down the board. We don't usually stream one-shot qualies, do we? It's an open lobby thing, so...
Yeah, and especially, you know, it is going to be a little finicky this year because the corner cutting is a lot stricter, or at least considerably stricter than in past games. So there's plenty of opportunities to make mistakes, especially around the Senna S where we're following Nicholas right now. Easy to run wide somewhere, especially into turn 3. Undercut that, and boom, laps over already. I'm not really sure what to expect. I feel like it's just kind of up in the air, depending on who does not get penalized and who does not spin.
Yeah, I think track limits have been a bit tightened up on this game. A lot of tracks where you can take a few liberties. They've really tightened that up, so you really can't afford to leave the white lines anywhere at all. So that's something for some drivers to think about. I know there's a few corners, particularly a couple at Spain, a couple at Canada, a few other ones where drivers used to cut all the time. They won't be able to do that now. So these guys are going to have to be on their best behaviour and keep it between the white lines.
That is
don't want to
true.
start with that.
That is true. I think during the race itself, or I guess after qualifying, we can probably make some predictions. I'd like to see that in the chat as well, as my Twitch stream has just crashed, as it usually does on my Amazon Fire TV. A couple of other cool things when I was in spectator mode for the first time last night, just seeing what was new. Shout out to our overlord, Jeff Bezos. We have AWS, Amazon Web Services, the predicted tire strategies that you see in real life F1 at the start of the race and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Not sure how accurate it is, but definitely a nice little touch. A couple new camera angles as well. I think you got a rear suspension cam. A couple of others too. Hopefully you don't get too many of those, but it is kind of neat to see an evolution in the spectator mode. After last season they patched in the mini map, which was also a big help. I think definitely adds a little bit of depth to our broadcasting capabilities.
Yep, they've definitely made some progress in this game the last few years. It's become a really good game. Lots of new features, lots of very useful things. As long as they can get some of these early bugs sorted, then yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic game. The cars drive well with the spectator menu's very easy to navigate and look through. As I think we're getting ready for polling now.
Yeah, we are.
Right into it. I'm gonna ride along with Double A since he was in first, but yeah, it's kind of just jumping all over the place here.
Yep. Being P1 out of the center S's. Nothing changes at any moment. Especially being such a short track, the times will be really close together, comparable to other tracks. So there may be some really rapid movement.
Yeah, especially with
retiring early, obviously want to start it back.
Yeah, it's like Raycon, Mitch, Sequit all out early.
Well, I think Sequit actually DNF'd his lap because he was ahead of the two of them.
Secret from the mean streets of Miami-Dade County.
Or disqualified his lap, maybe.
Yeah, I think he is. Going back to the Williams drivers here, since I'm following along with Alp, or I mean, Double A. I'm gonna keep calling him Alp because it's just one different letter. Yeah, but yeah, he is. Yeah, he's flying. He and Secret have very similar pace, but I do think. Double A is actually a little bit quicker, or at least more consistent. But yeah, with a 106, not too shabby in that Williams.
3 tenths. That's impressive. It's very, very close behind him. So ALM, I don't know what we should call him. AA or ALM.
Yeah, just
maybe we might have to ask him for next week.
Just Double A usually works, or
double
Adam.
A.
His name's Adam, so
that
just
works
call
for
him
me.
Adam.
Call him Double A. Pole position 106.8. Only person in the 106s, and you've got Nicholas P2, 3 tenths behind, and KD, good showing in his first appearance on contest speed, also 3 tenths. Enrique, also 3 tenths. It's very, very close between P2 and P7. Arbar, Fatal, Perry, DK, Spawner, and Stonewall. Getting in the top 10 start on soft tyres. 25% race to tyre strategy doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, I think we saw Lopez with a very late disqualification there. I wonder if he cut near the pit entry.
He cut too much. Yeah, he cut too much towards the wall, maybe.
That's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I think he won't be too upset with it because he likes to drive from the back with those alternate strategies. Some of the guys on the chat, you guys have any predictions, questions, comments, let them fly here on the formation lap, which starts in approximately 20 seconds. And shout out to F1 Faxland for rating our stream with 4 viewers. I don't know what that means, but I like the way that they used rated. It sounds like we are getting pillaged right now by F1 Faxland.
Rated the channel.
Well, with our 20 viewers we have so far tonight, thanks to all of them, see what their predictions are for who they think the top 3 are going to be in this shorter race.
And here is that AWS F1 Insights with the soft and hard. It's going to be an 18-lap race due to the short nature of Interlagos. Hello, Dras Bassen, in the chat. Thank you. But yeah, you know, I actually saw today, I was watching some of the EU1 practice from Spa, and I noticed that I think we were only 2 subscribers away from 500, so that's close to a milestone there. So thanks to everyone who watches. It is wouldn't be possible without people commenting during the race and actually watching. Otherwise, we'd just be talking to ourselves. But yes, like we said, double A in the pole position. Nicholas in P2, KD in P3, Fenrique P4, R-Bar 5, Fatal 6, Perry 7, DK 8. Good qualifying from DK. Swarner in P9, Stonewall in 10th, Juventus 11th, Burzy J in 12th, followed by Lopez, Winged Bean, Raidcon, Mitch, and Sequit. So, let's get ready here. Let's see, Juventus is on the mediums, Lopez is on the mediums, Mitch and Sequit are also on the mediums. Those are the only 4 choosing the alternate strategy here in Brazil.
I'm actually surprised Burzy and Winged Bean and Raid even decided not to change the tire compounds, because you can really push those mediums a lot more this year with the grip difference that has been improved slightly. I mean, yes, the back end is a little bit more slippy out, but I feel like at least with this year that you can really hold a line and you can push the tires a lot more than you could last year. And with fuel not being a problem now, not having to worry about having too much fuel in the car, it's going to be great. But I'll give you the lights because I'm going to go out here.
Yeah, well, let's. I don't see the lights here. This is a glitch. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right.
I guess we didn't have the lights on today. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, someone didn't pay the power bill.
No, there's an issue with the lobby because it's saying double A is in 9th now.
I've got double A in 3rd, and Juventus is winning. Oh,
yeah, I've got Fatal in first. Let's go through
there's
here.
Definitely a glitch right now. Because it's saying some people aren't. Yeah. See. There's an issue with the lobby right now, because DK doesn't know if Swarner's there, and they made contact. I don't know what's too much going on here, but
okay, it has settled. Yes, it has settled. As I think that was Lopez that just got shoved wide. Oh boy, tight stuff
yeah,
there.
now it's just reset. Yeah.
3 wide.
Oh no, Juventus is around.
Oh, that is Juventus around in the Mercedes. Not sure if you mentioned during practice, but yeah, I think the Mercedes has a really good chance this year, but Juventus is going to have to clean up those little bitty mistakes that often see him.
I'm not too sure what happened there, though. It just caught him in the grass. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it's easy to lose traction through there. Get some wheel spin.
Burzy looking at a move on DK. DK looking at a slight maybe move on Stonewall. Ooh, Burzy gets a really big oversteer.
Biggest mover from lap 1 was Mitch. Up 5 spots in the P12. Now looking at Burzy and DK, both within a second of him. That was...
Side by side.
Yes, Fenrique and KD. So KD's going to hold him off around the outside. Fenrique is definitely going to be wanting to get past him ASAP in his home race. Thankfully, he didn't have the kind of start he had last season here at Interlagos. But I think he's going to want to make hay while the sun still shines. and try to track down his teammate Nicholas in double A up the road.
Well, it is a lot tougher this year to pass, I've found, with the game, because I feel like they've made the arrow, if you get like the dirty air when you get up close to the guy in front of you at certain tracks, causes you to lose a lot of the front end.
Yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot more dirty air this year I've found, but it also doesn't help that you're slow, kind of. So it's usually hard.
Hey man, I had a rough time last night, but we'll be okay.
I'm hitting no one's there. Anyway, back to this race.
Yeah, Fenrique is back on the tail of Katie. I'm not sure where he's going to get him. I mean, he keeps looking into turn 6 right here. It's just so impossible to overtake. It takes two to tango like around there. Spot, yeah.
Katie's picking the right spots. Managing to stay ahead. Top field pulled away a second.
Yeah, we got Swarner and Fatal here. Ooh. Let's see if we've got shades of Hamilton and Albin last season. Thankfully, not, but Fatal runs wide.
Yeah, in the inside, yeah.
Yeah, that is...
Gets the move done. Slick move from Swarner.
Yeah, old rivals, Swarner.
But now this does give Fatal the DRS, so...
Yeah, let's see if he makes a lunge here to the SNS. He's gonna have a peek here in the number 16, Charles Leclerc. Oh, and he takes too much curb. And in the background, the other Toro, so Burzy has spun.
Shame.
Just
he was in a bit of a three-way fight.
Oh God! Okay, good. Okay, ghosting was on.
He was like, yeah, he was ghosted, so it was gonna be fine. I know
yeah,
he's not supposed
for
to, but he didn't. Yeah, he made sure he was ghosted. So.
And back to the front, Nicholas has. I thought for a second Double A was about to run away with this. He almost got it up to a second to Nicholas, but Nicholas has turned it on here. Cut about 5/10 out on that last lap.
They've both got about the same amount of ERS as well, so Nicholas really showing that you can just keep the tires maybe a little bit more under rep right now than Double A is particularly doing so. Or the fact that he didn't get the 1 second completely clear.
Yeah.
And Alm is not using overtake. He is not going to use overtake. Nicholas is
outside turn 1.
Fastest lap.
Oh, good move from Nicholas.
That is very nice.
Good move from Nicholas.
Fight back.
Oh, he's got DRS and he's going to make that move already.
Yeah, one man.
That's move done.
A wise man once said that AA is for quitters, and here's Double A. He is not a quitter.
He is flying around. Now, interesting to note, Fenrique making a move around the outside.
Fenrique on the outside again.
Oh my! He is not afraid to make the moves where you really shouldn't make the moves. That is one thing we've got to know with Fenrique from last year. He really likes to push the limits of the car.
I mean,
that's what we like to see.
I love to use the old cycling trope when watching Fenrique. He always seems to animate the races.
Now, it has, interestingly, I'm not going to lie, this is interesting. Since now Fenrique has not been able to get past KD, Arbard, Perry are catching up. Swarner is actually cutting the gap down a little bit. Not hugely, but a little bit. With Fatal still with him, he's not able to kind of completely push. You can see how much faster he is, but look how much that DRS and the overtake just gives him.
Yeah, this is a thrilling tribute. This is a thrilling tribute from KD to Jarno Trulli. He is forming his own Trulli train with
looks
Fenrique,
like Fatal might have a move
and
here
Perry.
on Swarner. Goes to the outside. Swarner cuts it off. Ooh, quick cutback. Swarner playing very aggressive there, but Fatal now has the inside. They are too wide. Oh no, Fatal!
No, it was on. Oh,
he got too much of the inside curve. It just doesn't work going too wide there.
Yeah, it did. It's all tears for Fatal, unfortunately. Thankfully, it wasn't non-fatal.
Those two fight this season, though.
After what we seen, yeah, it wasn't like anyone made a mistake. It was just unfortunate. You know, he got on the curb, and it was just like Fatal did that last year in Brazil in the AM2 race. So that's how he started the season last year. So it's not the first time he's done it, but maybe he just didn't remember. comes back to haunt him, but this time at least he's still in the race.
Enrique's
So.
going to run. Enrique's going to dive down the inside, turn 1.
Yeah, I think
KD's going to hold it.
Yeah, that was very late on the brakes. I thought he was going to lock up.
Oh,
Enrique's
there
going to
we
get
go.
run out of turn 3. Side by
There he
side,
is.
almost form DRS.
KD pushing the limit. But he
he's
knows,
gonna
he
be
just
able to
knows.
get, yeah.
He's got it, yeah.
Yeah, with that DRS, that exit to the S
Now,
is
interesting to know. Oh, as
Oh.
KD gets a little bit slimy
Oh,
there.
and Arbar's in the back of him and he's got wing damage. Arbar's just lost a bit of front wing.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
no,
That's unfortunate
he
for
was just
Arbar.
he was just a guy I
see.
know, man.
Yeah, the front right end plate is out. That is going to
Yeah,
really affect
he's
him,
gonna
especially
have to
to that
pit.
complex right there.
It's a couple laps early, but I think on the medium tires, I think you can make it to the end. I think just Swarner has left this. I'm on this. I'm already inviting them to get him back in this way.
I think
I don't know what they have.
Brazil's normally a weak kind of bug, so it's going to be a driver.
Yeah, and I think it does look like Mitch and Lopez have pit, but they've put the mediums back on, or is that a glitch?
I think that's a glitch.
Yeah, because they
Yeah,
started
They
on
were
mediums.
in that position before.
I think Swarner was able to, don't think he lost a spot there.
No, he did not. No, he did not. And Arbar has.
Oh,
pit.
is right behind him. You got Lopez and Mitch going side by side.
Yeah,
turn
Lopez.
1.
Mitch has really put on the charge recently because he was behind Lopez and he somehow was able to get Lopez. And Swarner's gone again.
Oh man! And then
Man,
the other two behind Mitch and Lopez were going side by side as well with Sequit and DK. Sequit getting a move done there in the P9 from last place. Not bad for Sequit.
DK is doing well.
Yeah, it looks like Perry has
this is hurting Swarner now. This is really hurting Swarner because he's not in the race. The car automatically falls out of the way if someone tries to pass him. Oh, Lopez is around! Well, I don't know what happened there. Yeah.
Oh boy,
really
now we
early
got
there,
both
just
Ferraris nose to tail. We have seen this story before IRL.
Got a couple of hitters.
Okay, Swarner is back, so he should come back into the session. I hope in time, because he's going to lose another spot if he's
Ooh,
not
Nicholas
careful.
replacing his front wing from P2. That's going to cost him some time. I'm not sure if Alp changed his as well.
Unless I'll let Swarner take back his car.
I think Double A
there we
did
go.
change his because Mitch. Look at everybody who jumped him. I think Secret and Mitch did.
What, Double A changed his wing?
Yeah.
They haven't hit yet. That's a glitch. Secret
Oh,
Mitch haven't hit yet.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ah, Codemasters. After we just after we just
the original-
built him up, we hyped him up all practice, and we're just hopefully getting all the glitches out of the way.
They've definitely, it's just a glitch in the Codemasters right now with tires. Because if I change it right now, it says
No,
the only
that's
people
glitch
to
as well.
pit so far is Double A, Nicholas,
Oh, you know, I
Arbar,
think
Lopez, Wingett, and Burzy.
I
No,
think
we have been disqualified.
Stonewall, I think spun coming out of the pits, blocked pit exit for a brief moment in time, and that is enough to earn
he's got wing
himself
damage.
a DQ. That is unfortunate. I'm sure Squishy Mudbutt probably kicking himself in the seat of the pants right now for his friend Stonewall. Luckily, this isn't an actual race, so it's not that big of a deal, I guess, at the end of the day. Fatal in, I believe, is Arbar still staying out? Or has he already pit? Yeah, he has already pit. Raidcon, Bean, DK, everyone pitting now from the softs after 9 laps.
Sequit gets a time penalty. 3 seconds. Could be costly.
Could be. I haven't seen a whole lot of 3-second time penalties, at least from the sharp end of the field so far. So I think Nicholas and Double A have both kept it clean, as has KD and Fenrique. Fenrique, speaking of the double, he is here in P4, only about 3.5 seconds off of Double A, but I think that he may have lost his chance at a race win. Getting held up by KD for a while, as KD comes to the pits as well in the Checo Perez car. Hopefully he has Checo Perez money. Not sure if the comments have glitched out on the Twitch chat. I've not gotten any in a while. I know Alp did put in a prediction, and I saw that, and then obviously the glitch happened at the start of the race, kind of threw that off, and then Twitch crashed on my Fire Stick. Yeah, lost that comment forever, Alp. Sorry. I'm sure your predictions were great. As Perry...
Oh, I'm trying to remember who his predictions were.
I know I saw Fenrique and Nicholas somewhere. As Perry and KD followed closely by Nicholas. Nicholas has come out behind both of these guys.
Oh, they almost touch. Oh, Katie goes real deep.
Whoa, another
they
real
touch, but he saves it. Perry saves it, and now Nicholas coming in.
Yeah, Nicholas is going to be able to get by, and Perry almost... Perry almost had the jump there.
Nicholas got wing damage, or someone. Because Nicholas dropped a long way down the order. I mean, he got pipped by Fenrique, KD.
Did Nicholas change his wing, or has he lost out?
I don't know.
Nicholas and AA both changed their wing during their pit stop.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if we missed something there. I wonder if they maybe a little bit of hargy-bargy there when they were battling for the first 9 laps or so. But yeah, I don't think they've lost a ton of time. Obviously, Nicholas has a little bit, but AA has.
Oh, someone lost up real hard.
Front. Yeah, good job from Perry though.
Interesting to see where Secret and Mitch will come out beside each other. Secret looks like he's put on the pace to get a little bit of a gap to Mitch now. So
Mitch came out with a second advantage. He's broken DRS in the pit cycle.
Yes, he has.
And now
Lopez. He'll really have to push those softs on the first lap because he'll have so much grip that he'll just be able to touch and go.
And well, now Lopez is actually he's right on the tail of Mitch, looking to perhaps battle once again. As I think Nicholas gets a little bit of wheel spin out of the final corner. Perry hot on the tail of both he and KD for that final podium position. Fenrique has found himself in P2. He did jump Nicholas, his Red Bull teammate, after Nicholas's wheel change. And I think
Nicholas and KD touch a couple times.
These guys are just touching a lot right now. I haven't seen anything like this.
Remember, these two are the ones that run into each other in practice as well, so...
And who could forget...
They almost do touch!
Oh, they do! Oh, no, they both save it! I think... Oh, my God!
What? What?
What is happening?
What is going on? What? How?
What are we doing? Racing or ping pong?
Yeah, right.
And somehow they've got no wing damage.
Yeah,
no
incredible.
wing damage as well. What?
Yeah, I think they both saved each other from multiple contacts with the wall. I'm not sure you see that in F1 a whole lot. That's more of a NASCAR type of maneuver. But yeah, Perry almost got both of them by running extremely wide through turn 5. But
well, Perry had to back off on the way.
They were all over the. They weren't just using They weren't just using every inch of the track. They were also using every inch of the runoff as well. As they're still going side by side. And Nicholas, and Perry barely gets around.
That time it was, that was
happened. One of them.
I think Katie kind of pushed it, but he pushed it a little bit too much around the outside, and he wasn't going to get the turn there. He should have he really should have clearly backed out, but good racing up until then, I guess you could say. But
neither of them were leaving much space, were they? They were absolutely pushing each other.
No, they were pushing each other to the limits. It's only preseason, guys. Calm down. Wait till we get to the actual season. The action is furious, and you know what? With that being said, look who is catching up to the guys in front. Nicholas, Arbar, Secret is on a charge. He has left Mitch and Lopez, and is absolutely flying right now on the track. He's cut the gap down to 1.2 in front of him. He is on the faster tires. He is really using them to his advantage right now. He doesn't have any ERS, and that you can tell he is really pushing it.
Yeah, I think along with Secret, I think the biggest winner out of that was Perry. He did pit Nicholas for P3. Currently the only thing stopping a double podium in the practice race for Red Bull Racing, powered by Aston Martin and Honda. And now Lopez is definitely gaining on Mitch. I think he's cutting it down. Not sure if he's going to be able to make a move here in Sector 2.
But just can't make the move. There's nowhere for him to get him. I think Mitch is running a lower wing setup, so on the main straights, although he has DRS, he's not able to really get close enough to Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, the straights aren't as long as a lot of other tracks here, so you really need a good run.
Yeah, you need a good run, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I think...
And just looking at Sequit, it looks like he's going to get the move done pretty quick here. Because, and Arbar has a big moment out of there. Wow, and that's really compromised his run now. So Sequit, not only with DRS, using overtake, doesn't really have that much. So we'll have to set up for, he makes a move.
Oh, that is a dive and a half from Sequit.
Almost makes it work. And gets a really good exit and gets a great run out there. But Arbar has such good power. And I think he has the straight line speed over Sequit right now.
I think he does.
He really might have to make one of those moves where, he really has to be aggressive. I mean, he's pushing everything Sequit is right now. He needs to kind of save a little bit of VRS and attack him into the... Oh, he thinks... they touch. But it was only a top. It's okay.
Oh, and okay. Fatal and DK for P10. They're going side by side up the hill. Oh, Raidcon has DNF'd. I'm not sure what happened to Raidcon. He wasn't really having a great run of it, to be completely honest. Unfortunately for Raidcon. But, yeah.
There comes Sequit.
Yeah, I think
he's making that move before they get to the DRS straight. He's already cleared him. What a run. That's the difference between the two tires this year. Just a big gap in difference on softs and mediums. I mean, they've done about the same amount of laps, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I feel like the tire drop off, it doesn't feel as bad. Like you're not going to lose as much lap time when your tires go off. So maybe that's something these guys, it's worth practicing and possibly playing a partner strategy if you can hold on to your tires a bit longer. So you'd expect these softs to have dropped off a lot more in terms of grip, but they're still looking okay. I'm not sure if your graphic says that
it's saying 20 laps.
On 20 lap
yeah, that's...
it's saying there's more laps done.
Yeah, after 17 laps, your Lopez has done 23 laps on softs. We might have to start manually charting these.
That's impressive from all the guys. I mean, especially from Lopez. It says he's done more laps than anyone else. So I don't know what's going on there.
He started on the softs on lap -7. But Double A is starting the final lap here. Pretty commanding performance, I think, especially after the pit stops. Where Nicholas found himself in a bit of traffic that Double A, quite frankly, just did not have to deal with.
Double A is clean of penalties, and Enrique just got his first. And Perry is clean, actually, so if Perry can... Nah, he's not got enough time to cut that gap down, I don't think.
Yeah, that's too much.
It's too much for him to get.
Let's see if any of these guys can make moves. Lopez, both Ferraris, actually. Lopez and Fatal both very close to the cars in front of them.
Yeah, I don't want to count out Arbar coming back at Secret, because to that line he's gonna get DRS, so he has to stay.
Yeah, that is true.
Close enough. But he was close enough in the middle kind of part of it, but out of here you can just see in the difference in the two tires how much he can pull away.
Coming across the line now, guys.
Yeah, here's
yes,
Double A.
He is brilliant first performance from him. So.
Yeah, pretty strong. Pretty strong opening shot from Double A here.
And we got to give a big clap to Perry for really, he didn't have the greatest of seasons last year. He really struggled. But I believe he said he's going to give up on the wheel for now, and he's just going to attack his controller to be in T1. So, brilliant performance and getting a P3 in your preseason. Well done. Crazy animosity. Good to see what's going to happen after the race. See if there's any
some fights. Let's see some fights. We want to see fights. Get those Discord fingers ready, fellas.
Brazil is the place of fist fighting. We all know that. So,
Absolutely, not a whole lot
see how
of
they.
not a whole lot of laws.
Wayne Station.
Not a whole lot of laws preventing that in Sao Paulo.
Honesty, though, what a cracking race. We saw some really good battling.
Yeah, that was
some
fun.
Really good pace from these guys. So very impressive showing. And Secret gets driver of the day with his fantastic pose there. Some questionable poses in the game, but I mean, what can you do? That was fun. That was really fun to watch. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. This is the kind of racing we're going to get.
Yeah, I think definitely a really strong performance from both Williams drivers and both Red Bull drivers here.
Definitely.
As I think we're in for quite a constructors battle, quite a drivers battle. Definitely looking forward to it as well. But
it was very, very attack-minded from everyone tonight.
Yeah, I think you would
Really?
expect that in a 25% race.
Well, I was thinking maybe some people wouldn't show their true pace, but you really saw that people took this seriously tonight, which is really good to see because that gets you, it gets your blood flowing. For me especially, like, that was a really good race. It was intense. It was non-stop action from start to finish. It was
certainly
just what you wanted to see. Double A having a battle with Nicholas, Perry having a battle with Nicholas, Enrique, and Arbar. I mean, and then you had the KD with all of them. Yeah, everyone was there. It was a good performance from everyone. Glad to see what's going to happen in the season.
Yeah, and the one thing of note as well, I think a little off the record or off the beaten path here, but the Twitch stream usually about 10 to 15 seconds, only about 3, so it was pretty much real time that I was able to watch it on Twitch on my other TV. So that was kind of neat. But at the same time, yeah, some really, really strong performances from a lot of the drivers. I think Double A, like I said, I mean, opening salvo here, firing a shot across the bow of the other championship contenders. We'll see if that becomes something to watch next week in Barcelona, where we will be racing full real.
He's shown us he means business. Absolutely.
Full reels next week. KD also pretty strong. Should be mentioned.
Everyone,
yeah. I know he did spin a little later on, but not bad. Also, thoughts and prayers to Lopez and Fatal. They still do not have the Dominican flag or Dominican Republic's flag on the game. So Lopez is reverting to running with the world flag because he is a man of international acclaim. Alp with a great job, guys, in the comments. Thank you, Alp. It was a lot of fun. Definitely had the comments popping off again. I think we had around 70. Not quite the total of was it Hungary last the final, the season finale where we had about 300, I think, over the course of about an hour. But yeah, any final thoughts from you guys?
Just really excited for the season to get started next week for both for every tier, really. It's going to be cool to see that, like you said, the 22 race season starting off in Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Excited to see a lot of people really gonna have to push it throughout the whole season because as you've seen tonight, there's gonna be battles everywhere for positioning. So it's gonna be so fun to watch. Every tier looks like it's improved this year. It's gonna be more battles for everyone. So starting on I believe Monday, right? We're gonna have the EU4. I think EU4. Or maybe it's actually starting Sunday, I'm not too sure. Kitten and I will get the actual date.
Yeah, we can get that. And typically, whenever we do get the overlays from COS implemented to the AM1 broadcast, which should happen next week.
Yes.
Once somebody holds my hand and walks me through the process step by step.
We'll get it up and running.
Yeah. We'll after the stream is completed, there actually will be a nice little garage graphic that has the dates and times of every tier, both in the Americas and Europe as well.
Kitten, just to put the point on when we first start the season next week, it is going to be Monday with EU4 starting us off. That will be 10 p.m. GMT time, which is in Europe, which will be, I believe, like 2, 3 in the afternoon, or between 1 and 3 in the US, depending on where you are. And then obviously that runs through Monday through Thursday for EU, and then for AM is Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 9 Eastern, which is like 2 in the morning for those people over in the UK, so some of them are still up now.
Yeah. Some of them definitely popping off in the comments. Domrez, Matty Robbo usually as well, amongst other Titchy. A lot of them stay up all night so they can watch this hot American action in the AM1 tier.
It is very hot. I would not recommend missing any races.
Very hot.
Not any tier. Every tier is going to be tight and compact, so try if you can to catch in as much as you can to cost. We really appreciate everyone that has subscribed so far, and for those to come, we appreciate everything. Should we end it here? Should we?
Yeah, we probably shouldn't drag it out too long. I don't think anybody's watching anymore. But Pink Pandas, I'm not sure which one's Pink Pandas. Not entirely sure which one that is, but he says that he sucks. Pink Pandas, don't worry. Don't worry. It did not count. For a reason. It did not count. Yes, it'll be okay. But yeah, for Bod and Kano, if you guys want to watch us three get after it, that'll be next Tuesday from Barcelona. Same time as the AM1 races, just a day earlier. But for Bod, Hot, and Kano, this is Kit and Petter signing off for the final time of the preseason. Looking forward to the next 22 weeks of action, and y'all have a beautiful evening.